Hi again, my name is Kim. I'm a bilingual Spanish librarian at Multnomah County Library, and this is another Novelties 2021 video. Today's topic is MVPs, Sports Stories and Finding Self. Sports play a large role in these stories, where protagonists find appreciation for themselves. The featured book for this topic is A High Five for Glenn Burke by Phil Bildner. The cover is a bulletin board that has a sticker of a baseball with two baseball bats behind it forming an X, the baseball card for Dodgers player Glenn Burke, a badge showing a white hand high-fiving a black hand, and a rainbow ribbon. Silas Wade is in 6th grade and plays baseball for the Renegades. He gives a presentation on Glenn Burke, a star player for the Los Angeles Dodgers who is credited for inventing the high five. He is excited to tell his classmates about Glenn Burke, but leaves out one thing about him. Glenn Burke was the first Major League Baseball player to come out as gay. Silas hides this because he isn't ready to come out as gay himself. He's taking it one step at a time. First, by telling his best friend Zoe, which changes their relationship, and then by telling his coach, who tries to give Silas the support he needs to be himself. But when Silas starts worrying that his teammates know in the middle of the baseball season, he panics and tells a lie that involves Zoe and himself, leading Zoe to tell Silas that she never wants to speak to him again. Will Silas be able to repair his friendship with Zoe? Will he ever feel comfortable around his teammates? Will he be able to live openly and authentically? Read A High Five for Glenn Burke to find out. Discussion questions for A High Five for Glenn Burke. Acceptance versus tolerance. Coach Webb tells Silas, "You deserve to be more than tolerated. You deserve to be accepted. You deserve to be loved for exactly who you are, full stop." What is the difference between tolerating someone for who they are and accepting and supporting them? Giving credit. Miss Washington presents the story of Lamont Sleets after Silas's presentation, a hoax story about the origin of the high five. When the students ask how someone could get away with stealing someone's truth, Miss Washington responds that she has her theories. Why would someone try to take away another person's credit or truth? Why is it important to give credit? How do we honor people's success when others try to take it away? Role models. Silas is inspired to come out to Zoe after learning about Glenn Burke. What did it mean for Silas to learn about Glenn Burke? Why did Glenn Burke's story have such an impact on Silas? Related websites. ESPN's 30 for 30 shorts, The High Five. Watch this mini documentary about Glenn Burke that was one of the inspirations for author Phil Bildner to write this book. Human rights campaigns. These LGBTQ athletes are fighting for equality both on and off the field. Read this page about more queer athletes who will continue the fight for fair and respectful treatment for LGBTQ athletes and for the LGBTQ community. Belong To's supporting someone coming out. Read these tips from the Belong To organization on how to be supportive when someone comes out to you. The Trevor Project's Coming Out, a handbook for LGBTQ young people. This handbook has information on gender, sexuality, mental health, and tips about coming out. Our next book is Anna on the Edge by A.J. Sass. On the cover there is a young figure skater with their back to the reader. The figure skater is on the ice and they are facing a spotlight. And there is a tagline that says, "Step into yourself." It's a new season of ice skating after 12-year-old Anna's win at the U.S. Nationals. While it's exciting to now skate at a better rink and work with a highly respected choreographer, Anna begins to worry about how much money it is costing her mother and how little time Anna is able to spend with her best friend. And when her choreographer proposes a princess-themed routine, something feels off to Anna, that it doesn't connect with how she feels as a person. Then she meets Hayden, a transgender skater who exchanges free time on the ice rink for skating lessons from Anna. Hayden assumes Anna uses he/him pronouns, and Anna doesn't correct him. A friendship sparks, and Anna begins learning more about gender, what non-binary means, exploring names and pronouns, and discovering and being comfortable with who you are. Follow Anna as she explores her gender identity and relationships with her friends, coach, and mother in this affirming book. Becoming Muhammad Ali, a novel, by James Patterson and Kwame Alexander, with illustrations by Dawood Anyabwile. On the red cover, there is a young black boy with a boxing stance facing the reader. His hands are up and covered in yellow tape. He has a white shirt on that says Cassius Clay in red letters on the front. There is a tagline that says, "Before he was Muhammad Ali, he was Cassius Clay." Back before everyone got to know him as Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay was a kid who liked to learn card tricks from his grandpa, hide his report card from his parents, and ride his bike around Louisville with his best friend Lucky. But when the bike is stolen, Cassius decides he wants to be able to fend off the bullies by becoming a boxer. And the rest is history. This fictionalized biography, authorized by Ali's estate, is organized into rounds, instead of chapters, with prose sections written by Patterson and poetry sections by Alexander. Black Brother, by Jewel Parker Rhodes. On the cover, there are two black boys. The boy on the left has dark skin, locks, and is wearing a yellow jacket over a green hoodie. The boy on the right has lighter skin and lighter hair, which is worn straight and down to his chin, and he is wearing a red flannel shirt. Behind the boys are red and blue lights caused by police sirens. 12-year-old biracial Dante is being singled out at Middlefield Prep, where he is one of the few black students in a school that is predominantly white. Where his lighter-skinned brother Trey is popular, Dante is constantly sent to the office, bullied, and teased with the name Black Brother. After bully and fencing captain Alan frames Dante, the headmaster refuses to hear Dante's side of the story. Out in the hall, Dante slams his backpack down to the ground, leading the headmaster to call the police, who end up arresting Dante. Dante is released from custody but suspended from school for a week. While Dante's lawyer mother decides to file a civil suit on Dante's behalf, Dante wants to get back at Alan at his own game, specifically fencing. With the support of his family and Boys and Girls Club coach Arden, Dante trains and joins the fencing team to make a name for himself beyond Black Brother. Though he faces classism, colorism, and racism at his school and the injustice of the school-to-prison pipeline, Dante is able to find community and confidence in himself and in his identity as he challenges others to see him for his whole self. Thank you for watching another Novelties 2021 video. In the description of this video, you'll find links to a full list of the titles from all the Novelties videos, our other school corps presentations, and book discussion tips from Multnomah County Library. There is also a link to an evaluation where you can let us know what you think of these videos. We always appreciate hearing your thoughts and how we can improve. Finally, there is a link where you can find out more about School Corps, who we are, and what we can do for you. Thank you again for watching.